Of defects none brings more sorrow than the desire to attain. Therefore the contentment one has when he knows that he has enough is abiding contentment indeed. No need. Great completion seems incomplete, yet its usefulness is never exhausted. Great fullness seems to be empty, yet its usefulness is never used up. Great straightness seems to be bent, great skill seems to be clumsy, great eloquence seems to stammer, great surplus seems to be lacking. Activity overcomes cold, tranquility overcomes heat. If you're quiet and tranquil, you can become the ruler of the world. When the world has the way, ambling horses are retired to fertilized fields. When the world lacks the way, war horses are reared in the suburbs. Of crimes, none is greater than having things that one desires. Of disasters, none is greater than not knowing when one has enough. Of defects, none brings more sorrow than the desire to attain. Therefore the contentment one has when he knows that he has enough is abiding contentment indeed. No need. Great completion seems incomplete, yet its usefulness is never exhausted. Great fullness seems to be empty, yet its usefulness is never used up. Great straightness seems to be bent, great... Andrew Tate Wright, give me the sign of the open eye, and the token erect of thorny thigh, and the word of madness and mystery. This seems to... Thou wilt as a great God can. Oh, pan, oh, pan, oh, pan, oh, pan, pan. I am awake in the grip of the snake. The eagle slashes with beak and claw. The gods withdraw. The great beasts come, oh, pan. I am born to death on the horn of the unicorn. Give me the sign of the open eye, and the token erect of thorny thigh, and the word of madness and mystery. Oh, Panny, oh, Panny, oh, Panny, oh, Pan, 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 Pan. I am a man. Do as thou wilt, as a great God can. Oh, Panny, oh, Panny, oh, Panny, oh, Pan, Pan. I am awake in the grip of the snake. The eagle slashes with beak and claw. The gods withdraw. The great beasts come, you Pan. I am the sign of the open eye, and the token erect of thorny thigh, and the word of madness and mystery. Oh, Panny, oh, Panny, oh, Panny, oh, slashes with beak and claw, the gods withdraw, the great beasts come, you Pan. Give me the sign of the open eye, and the token erect of thorny thigh, and the word of madness and mystery. O Pani, O Pani, O Pani, O Pan, Pan, not at all. Fear neither men nor fates, nor gods, nor anything. Money fear not, nor laughter of the folk folly, nor any other power in heaven or upon the earth or under the earth. But your holy place shall be untouched throughout the centuries. Though with fire and sword it be burnt down and shattered, yet an invisible house there standeth, and shall stand until the fall of the great equinox. Now this mystery of the letters is done, and I want to go on to a holier place, also for beauty's sake and love's. Despise also all cowards, all fools despise. But the keen and the proud, the royal and the lofty, ye are brothers. As brothers fight ye, but not at all. Fear neither men nor fates, nor gods, nor anything. Money fear not. La 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 la, chicken. Steve's love a chicken, yeah, Steve's hell. La 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 la, chicken. Steve's love a chicken, yeah, Steve's hell. La 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 la, chicken. Steve's love a chicken, yeah, Steve's hell. To the divine. In the la 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 lava, chant of the soul, the spark of creation, where God's fire makes whole. Chicken of Stephen, a vessel divine, taste of the heavens where mortals entwine. O Mamacita, thy bell tolls the call, summons the spirit where veils gently fall. Crispy the flesh, yet juicy the core. The self finds its center in God evermore. Spicy the flame, a lava's fierce grace, an inner eruption, God's breath on the face. In the snack of the moment, the soul's fiery flight, we taste the eternal in the blaze of one bite. At Steve's Spicy Chicken. Oh, Mamacita, now you're ringing the bell. Crispy and juicy, now you're having a snack. Oh, super spicy. In the la 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 lava, chant of the soul, the spark of creation, where God's fire makes whole. Chicken of Stephen, a vessel divine, taste of the heavens where mortals entwine. Act is a
hypothesis. 20 years later, we now know that those studies were fraudulent. NIH. Beast come you, and I am born to death, and the horn of the unicorn give me the sign of the idealist metaphysics. I see. Stories looking into the right direction. The right direction is. Stories looking into the right direction. Criticism, on the contrary.
night is old.
Their hypothesis. 20 years later, we now know that those studies were fraudulent. NIH has funded 800 studies on a fraudulent hypothesis, and we've lost 20 years in figuring out how to a cure for Alzheimer's, and that's their hypothesis. 20 years later, we now know that those studies were fraudulent. NIH has funded 800 studies on a fraudulent hypothesis, and we've lost 20 years in figuring out how to a cure for Alzheimer's, and that's their hypothesis. Idealist metaphysics. Jainism doesn't idealist. The older your
Somebody's watching me.
Block up the holes, close the door.
You hear that? That's the sound of sizzling. Smell that smell. La 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 la. Chicken. These are the chicken, yeah, tasty as hell. Ooh, mama, chicken, now you really know the hell.
in planetary history. We've never seen anything like it, and it's all happening right now in the next 10 years or so. In the next 10 years or so, we're going to see, I think, I could be totally wrong, but I'm assuming we're going to see like the total transformation of this planet in the next 20 years, and it's probably going to be pretty dramatic and hope 500.
Diego, you're going to jail. Have you gone to like a jail consulting service yet?
He doesn't let a thing slip.
Well, the more taboos and act is a failure. If it is all this not but work, criticism on the contrary, lay
Idealist metaphysics. Hear that? That's the sound of sizzle.
It's the sound of Sizzolini. Act without acting, serve without concern for affairs, find flavor in what has no flavor, regard the small as large and the few as many, repay resentment with kindness, plan for the difficult while it is easy, act on the large while it's minute. The most difficult things in the world begin as things that are easy. The largest things in the world arise from the minute. Therefore the sage to the end does not strive to do the great, and as a result he is able to accomplish the great. Those who too lightly agree will necessarily be trusted by few, And those who regard many things as easy will necessarily end up with many difficulties. Therefore, even the sage regards things as difficult, and as a result, in the end, he has no difficulty. What is at rest is easy to hold. What has not yet given a sign is easy to plan for. The brittle is easily shattered, the minute is easily scattered. Act on it before it comes into being, order it before it turns into chaos. Without acting, serve without What is at rest is easy to hold. What has not yet given a sign is easy to plan for. The brittle is easily shattered, the minute is easily scattered. Act on it before it comes into being, order it before it turns into chaos. A tree so big that it takes both arms to surround starts out as the tiniest shoot. A 9-story terrace rises up from a basket of dirt. High place 1,000 feet high begins from under your feet. Those who act on it ruin it, those who hold on to it lose it. Therefore the sage does not act, and as a result he doesn't ruin things, he does not hold on to things. And as a result he doesn't lose things. In people's handling of affairs, they always ruin things when they're right at the point of completion. Therefore we say, if you're as careful at the end as you were at the beginning, you'll have no failures. Therefore the sage desires not to desire and doesn't value goods that are hard to obtain. He learns not to learn and returns to what the masses pass by. What is at it? He could help all things to be natural, yet he dare not do it. Those who practiced the way in antiquity did not use it to enlighten the people. Rather, they used it to make them dumb. Now, the reason why people are difficult to rule is because of their knowledge. As a result, to use knowledge to rule the state is thievery of state. To use ignorance to rule the state is kindness to the state. One who constantly understands these two also understands the principle. To constantly understand the principle, this is called profound virtue. Profound virtue is deep, is far-reaching, and together with things it returns. Thus we arrive at the great accord. The reason why rivers and oceans are able to be the kings of the 100 valleys is that they are good at being below them. For this reason, they are able to be the kings of the 100 valleys. Therefore, in the sage's desire to be above the people, he must in his speech be below them. He could help things to... And in his desire to be at the front of the people, he must in his person be behind them. Thus he dwells above, yet the people do not regard him as heavy. And he dwells in front, yet the people do not see him as posing a threat. The whole world delights in his praise and never tires of him. Is it not because he is not contentious, that as a result no one in the world can contend with him? The reason why rivers and oceans are able to be the kings of the 100 valleys is that they are good at being below them. For this reason they are able to be the kings of the 100 valleys. Therefore, in the sage's desire to be above the people, he must in his speech be below them. And in his desire to be at the front of the people, he must in his person be behind them. Thus he dwells above, yet the people do not regard him as heavy. And he dwells in front, yet the people do not see him as posing a threat. The whole world delights in his praise and never tires of him. Is it not because he is not contentious that as a result no one in the world can deny? And in his desire to... The reason why rivers and oceans are able to be the kings of the 100 valleys is that they are good at being below them. For this reason, they are able to be the kings of the 100 valleys. Let the states be small and people few. Bring it about that there are weapons for tens and hundreds, yet let no one use them. Have the people regard death gravely and put migrating far from the mines. Though they might have boats and carriages, no one will ride them. Though they might have armor and spears, no one will display them. Have the people return to knotting cords and using them. They will relish their food, regard their clothing as beautiful delight in their customs, and feel safe and secure in their homes. Neighboring states might overlook one another, and the sounds of chickens and dogs might be overheard, yet the people would arrive at old age and death with no comings and goings between them. Sincere words are not showy, showy words are not sincere.
Reason why rivers and oceans are able to be the king.
Those who know are not widely learned. Those widely learned do not know. The good do not have a lot. Those with a lot are not good. The sage accumulates nothing. Having used what he had for others, he has even more. Having given what he had to others, what he has is even greater. Therefore, the way of heaven is to benefit and not cause any harm. The way of man is to act on behalf of others and not to compete with them. The whole world says I am great. Not even recording over here. The whole world says I am great, great, yet unlike everyone else. But it's precisely because I'm unlike everyone else that I'm therefore able to be great. Were I like everyone else, for a long time now I'd have seemed insignificant and small. I constantly have 3 treasures. Hold on to them and treasure them. The first is compassion, the second is frugality, and the third is not presuming to be at the forefront in the world. Now it's because I'm compassionate that I therefore can be courageous, and it's because I'm frugal that I can therefore be magnanimous. And it's because I don't presume to be at the forefront in the world that I, therefore, can be the head of those with complete talent. Now, if you abandon this compassion and yet try to be courageous, and if you abandon this frugality and yet try to be magnanimous, and if you abandon this staying behind and yet go to the fore, then you will die.
The whole world said.
If with compassion you attack, then you'll win. If you defend, then you'll stand firm. When heaven's about to establish him, it's as though he surrounds him with a protective wall of compassion. Therefore, one who is good at being a warrior doesn't make a show of his might. One who is good in battle doesn't get angry. One who is good at defeating the enemy doesn't engage him. And one who is good at using men places himself below them. This is called the virtue of not competing. This is called correctly using men. This is called matching heaven. It's the high point of the past. Those who use weapons have a saying which goes, I don't presume to act like the host and instead play the part of the guest. I don't advance an inch but rather retreat a foot. This is called moving forward without moving forward. Rolling up one's sleeves without baring one's arms, grasping firmly without holding a weapon, and enticing to fight when there's no opponent. Of disasters, none is greater than thinking you have no rival. To think you have no rival is to come close to losing my treasures. Therefore, when weapons are raised and the opponents are fairly well matched, then it's the one who feels grief that will win. My words are easy to understand and easy to put into practice, yet no one in the world can understand them and no one can put them into practice. Now my words have an ancestor and my deeds have a lord, and it's simply because people have no understanding of them that they therefore don't understand me. But when those who understand me are few, then I am of great value. Therefore the sage wears coarse woolen cloth, but inside it he holds on to jade. To know you don't know is best. Not to know you don't know is a flaw. Therefore the sage's not being flawed stems from his recognizing a flaw as a flaw. Therefore he is flawless. When the people don't respect those in power, then what they greatly fear is about to arrive. Don't narrow the size of the places in which they live. Don't oppress them in their means of livelihood. It's simply because you do not oppress them that they therefore will not be fed up. Therefore the sage knows himself but doesn't show himself. He cherishes himself but doesn't value himself. For this reason he rejects that and takes this. If you're brave and being daring, you'll be killed. If you're brave and not being daring, you'll live. With these two things in one case there's profit, in the other there's harm. The thing heaven hates, who knows why? Heaven, the way of heaven is not to fight, yet to be good at winning, and not to speak, yet skillfully respond. Not one summons it, yet it comes on its own. To be at ease, yet carefully plan. Heaven's net is large and vast, its mesh may be coarse, yet nothing slips through. People don't respect those in power.
Okay, but you can just in the conceptual world, you can set that up for like a lot of things. You know, like you can set it up for water and H2O. You know, it's like, well, you know, it could have, if you just started from the sense of water, you know, the sort of like composition or structure or whatever you want to call it, the micro state of water could have been anything. You know, well, maybe not anything, but you know.
Yeah, that's an interesting counter. I wonder what they say to that.
Well, I mean, usually like the relevance, as far as I can tell, is that that's not like something fortuitous or whatever.
Like it's not benefit. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, right. So yeah, I get what you're saying. So it's not like a conducive relationship or something.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say something like, you know, in the when I can bring metaphysical explanations to bear, you know, that okay, you know, you adopt a bunch of my metaphysical theses about properties and objects and all this other stuff, particulars, nominalism, like blah blah blah, you know. And so like then if I can like work from that apparatus, then I can say, okay, well, a metaphysical object, which is like satisfying these different concepts, which are you can't a priori infer from the concepts that they're coextensive or something, right? You know, basically what I want to say is that, you know, evolution is sensitive to that object, right? It's sensitive to maybe you want to say like thinking in evolutionary terms is just to think in functional terms about the same thing.
Wait, sorry. Thinking in evolutionary terms about the phenomenon.
It's like the evolutionary terms are like the functional, causal, physical terms, if you like.
Right.
And so that's just to stay on one side of the sort of like conceptual distinction. You know, you're staying in one framework there. And the idea is like, you know, you could talk about like the function.
I thought that was kind of already understood. Maybe this is like another layer that I haven't really thought about. I'm not thinking about. Like I thought the evolutionary and the functional were kind of like on the same side of this thing.
Yeah, and that's kind of the point, right? Where it's like, okay, then you know, what's their connection, right? What imposes the connection with these phenomenal concepts? In that sense, it's that metaphysical idea, you know, thought of sort of like independent of either conceptual frame.
Yeah. Like, they share this like synthetic identity. Sorry, that's like metaphysically necessary or something. And then, so the dialectic thus far, in terms of like the way we've just been discussing it, it's like okay, they share this connection. It's like metaphysically necessary. It's like part of the story that you're telling. And it's like okay, but given that there's a conceptual, there's no conceptual entailment. Okay, here's like all these other combinations that could have been, on physical level.
The master said, a gentleman is kind but not wasteful. He burdened.
The best way to overcome a leaky bladder and pelvic organ prolapse symptoms is not Kegels. It's not overactive bladder medication.
And in his desire to be at the front of the people, he must in his person be behind them. Thus he
Stories learning into the right direction is turned into the wrong direction. Stories learning.
holy land, that it flame as flashes of fire from the inmost of man, as a profound heart, as if but this very day did the Lord set his spirit upon us, a spirit of generosity, when the people volunteered to consecrate themselves unto the Lord with a full and liberal hand, with one increase after another from year to year, rising